10,000 years ago, a wild cat decided to approach a human granary. That decision changed the history of two species forever. Cats were not domesticated like dogs. They domesticated themselves. And the oldest archaeological evidence we find is in a tomb in Cyprus from 7500 BC. Welcome to Cat Brothers. Today we're going to cover 10,000 years of feline history. From the sands of the Fertile Crescent to your sofa. The history of cats is one of the most remarkable in the animal kingdom, full of worship, persecution, superstition, and redemption. Let's start. It all began in the Neolithic. When humans invented agriculture in the Fertile Crescent, granaries attracted mice. And mice attracted wild cats. A genetic study published in Science in 2007 by Carlos Driscoll of the National Cancer Institute traced all current domestic cats back to the African wildcat, Felis sylvestris libica. The oldest archaeological proof of cat-human cohabitation was found in Shilla-Rocambos, Cyprus. Archaeologist Jean-Denis Vigna discovered in 2004 a cat buried alongside a human 9,500 years ago. Cats are not native to Cyprus, so someone deliberately brought this cat by boat. They were already companions. But the true golden age of cats came with Egypt. The ancient Egyptians elevated cats to the status of divinity. The goddess Batet, represented as a woman with the head of a cat, was the protector of the home, fertility, and children. Historian Herodotus documented in the 5th century BC that killing a cat in Egypt was punishable by death. The Egyptians mummified cats with the same care as humans. Researchers from the British Museum analyzed over 800 cat mummies with tomography. They found that many were kittens specifically raised as offerings to Batet. In the city of Bubastis, an annual festival was held in her honor, attended by 700,000 people according to Herodotus. When a domestic cat died in Egypt, the entire family would shave their eyebrows in mourning. Roman historian Diodorus Siculus narrated in the 1st century BC how a Roman soldier who accidentally killed a cat was lynched by a furious Egyptian crowd, despite Rome ruling Egypt at the time. The Phoenicians were responsible for bringing cats to Europe around 1000 BC. They used them on their merchant ships to control mouse infestations. The Romans quickly adopted the cat. In Pompeii, cat mosaics from the 1st century were found. But for Rome, the cat was useful, not sacred. A practical pet. The expansion of cats across Europe followed Roman trade routes. A 2017 study published in Nature Ecology and Evolution analyzed DNA from over 200 ancient cats and confirmed two waves of expansion, one from Egypt via the Mediterranean and another from the Middle East following land routes. Both coincide with documented trade routes. Then came the Middle Ages and everything changed. The association between cats and witchcraft began in the 13th century. In 1233, Pope Gregory IX published the Vox in Rama bull, linking black cats to satanic rituals. For centuries, thousands of cats were persecuted and burned alive in public bonfires across Europe. The historical irony is devastating. The massive elimination of cats in Europe contributed to the proliferation of rats. Historians like Robert Darnton of Princeton University have argued that the reduction of the feline population facilitated the spread of the Black Death between 1347 and 1353, which killed a third of Europe's population. Not all of Europe persecuted cats. In Islamic countries, cats were always respected. Prophet Muhammad, according to hadiths, had a cat named Muetza. It said he cut his robe's sleeve rather than wake her. In the medieval Islamic world, cats were welcome in mosques and homes while Europe was burning them. In Japan, cats arrived around the 6th century from China, brought to protect Buddhist manuscripts from mice. The Maneki Niko, the lucky cat with the raised paw, originated in the Edo period. The most accepted legend tells that a cat saved a feudal lord from lightning by attracting it to a temple. The Japanese never stopped venerating them. The rehabilitation of the cat in Europe began in the Renaissance. Cardinal Richelieu, Prime Minister of France in the 17th century, had over a dozen cats in his quarters. Isaac Newton invented the cat door in the 18th century so his cats could enter and exit without interrupting his experiments. The Enlightened rediscovered feline company. The Victorian era was the definitive turning point. The first cat show in history was held at the Crystal Palace in London on July 13, 1871, organized by Harrison Weir. 160 cats were presented. Breeds were classified for the first time, and modern selective breeding began. The cat went from utility to luxury. In the 20th century, cats conquered the world. Data from the American Veterinary Medical Association shows that in the United States, there are approximately 58 million households with cats, surpassing dogs. In Europe, the European Pet Food Industry Federation estimates 110 million domestic cats. The internet catapulted feline fame. The first viral cat video was published on YouTube in 2006. By 2015, there were over 2 million cat videos on the platform with 26 billion views. A study by the University of Indiana by Jessica Gall-Myrick found that watching cat videos improves mood and reduces anxiety. Genetically, domestic cats have barely changed. A 2014 study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences compared the genome of the domestic cat to that of the wildcat and found differences in only 13 genes, most related to docility and fear memory. The cat domesticated itself with minimal changes. Today, there are over 70 recognized cat breeds by the International Cat Association. From the tiny Singapora weighing 2 kilograms to the Maine Coon that can exceed 12. From the hairless SPHYNX to the Persian with its abundant coat. All this diversity emerged in just 200 years of selective breeding, a blink in evolutionary terms. Ship cats deserve special mention. For centuries, sailors took cats on their ships to control mouse infestations that destroyed provisions and ropes. The most famous ship cat was Trim, who circumnavigated the world with explorer Matthew Flinders in the early 19th century. Ships without cats were considered unlucky. In World War I and II, cats served as trench mascots and informal gas detectors. The cat Simon from the HMS Amethyst received the Dickin Medal, the animal equivalent of the Victoria Cross, for keeping morale high and hunting rats during the Yangtze River incident in 1949. A cat decorated for military heroism. The cat-human relationship continues to evolve. A 2019 study from the University of Oregon published in Current Biology showed that cats form secure attachment bonds with their owners, similar to human babies. 65% of cats showed secure attachment. The myth of the independent and indifferent cat was scientifically debunked. Today, cats are protagonists of medical research. Their purring is studied for bone therapies, their genome for understanding human diseases, and their social behavior to comprehend domestication. Dr. Leslie Lyons from the Feline Genome Center at the University of Missouri leads projects using feline genetics to cure diseases in both species. From gods in Egypt to victims in medieval Europe. From rat hunters on ships to internet stars. From wild animals of the desert to companions that sleep in our beds. 10,000 years of history and cats remain one of nature's greatest enigmas. They domesticated themselves and conquered the world in their own way. If this story fascinated you as much as it did us, subscribe now to Cat Brothers and turn on the bell. Next week, we're going to talk about something that will blow your mind: polydactyl cats. The genetics behind these cats is stranger than you imagine. Don't miss it.